Hey everyone, Brian here with DIY Outdoor Life. Today's video is going to be about putting a cover on a camper. Whether you have a full-size camper or a small one like me, I'm going to show you some of the products that are available on the market, give you a couple tips for the installation, and talk about the products and what we're looking for. So I have a couple different demonstrations today. Let's get to it. So we're about halfway through the fall season, and the comments and emails are pouring in with inquiries about different types of RV covers and whether we can get away with a tarp and things like that. Now, my first response to this is we don't have to wait to the winter to do this. We're going to talk about the unique damage and how that occurs during the winter, but 365 days of UV light can do as much damage to our sealant, our finish, our paint. It can wear your camper out in just as substantial of a way as the winter damage. But this winter damage is unique, so it's worth discussing that real quick before we get started. Now, when the snow comes down on our camper and applies weight, you could imagine that it opens up some seams. It puts some stress on the sealants that take place on the joints of the camper. And in addition to that, as the water gets in there and freezes and thaws, that expanding ice can really wedge out all of these waterproof seams on our camper. So whether we cover this or not, it's a good idea to brush the snow off, not allowing that weight to pile up on top of the camper. Now, a lot of our teardrops do a better job than the large flat roof campers, but it's a good idea to get that snow off either way. What an RV cover is going to do is stop that water from sitting there on the seams. It gives you a nice area that you can brush off with a broom when you're taking care of the snow. But in addition to the UV protection, it does a good job keeping the water from sitting on the low points of our roof. In addition to this, it's going to allow the camper to breathe. A lot of times they have a thicker material on the roof than they do on the sides, and we're going to talk about the good covers that have some vent, because the breathability here is just as important as the weather protection. Now, it's for these reasons that we're going to want to look for an actual RV cover. I know a lot of people talk about just using a tarp to cover their camper. It's not a good idea. While a tarp will keep the weather out and give some UV protection, it traps the moisture inside your camper. There's no area for that built up moisture in the air, the humidity, to exit and provide some ventilation in the camper. You can actually do more damage by trapping that moisture in than you can just leaving the camper uncovered. So it's not a good idea to use a tarp. Obviously, if you can fit one of these little guys in a garage, that's the best thing you can do. For bigger campers or people that don't have that garage, the best option is always going to be a carport or some rigid structure that keeps the UV and weather off, but allows the air to flow freely. If that is not a setup that you can get down with, then the RV cover is the best option. So for those of us with these tiny campers, especially with the teardrop shape, there is limited options. We are going to talk about the one that seems to be the overwhelming favorite of most people with these tiny campers. But before we get into that, because I'm not 100% satisfied with the limited options on the market, I'm going to show you a great cover. One that's designed for the bigger campers, and we're going to talk about the principles there. Hopefully it'll help you out if you have a bigger camper. If not, I want you to pay attention to what they're offering and see if we can find that in a teardrop shape. Now, behind me is a family member's RV that I helped find a cover for. We just covered this up this year. Now, this RV cover is made by a company called Fonzier, like and it is a perfect example of what I was looking for. It's a really fair price for a high quality cover, and they hit all of those benchmarks that I was looking for. The first thing is the fitment. Now, I ended up ordering a 32 when we really needed a 31, so the ends are a little baggy, but that's okay. You want to try to get a cover that fits the shape and the length of your RV, because if it's flopping around in the breeze, that's one of the areas that causes the premature, wearing out of the fabric. you're not going to get as long a life out of a cover that's flopping around as you are one that's secured really well like this. So getting the right size is important. Now, this cover does a really good job with the straps underneath, as well as these two vertical straps that wrap the whole camper up. The ends fold in like a present, and there's straps there as well. So you can see we have a really good fitment on this camper. Now, besides the breathable fabric, there are 4 hooded vents on this camper. They're opened up with holes inside, and they're hooded to protect it from weather on the top. This is what's going to allow the camper to breathe. We don't want to trap the moisture inside. We just want to keep the UV rays, the snow and ice off of the actual surface of the camper. Now, the fabric that this cover is made out of is also excellent. You're going to get the water resistance, water repelling effect on the sides. It's a canvasy material that can handle the sun. It's not going to wear out like some of the thinner materials I've seen. There's really good stitching. And if you look up top, it transitions to a 7-layer fabric. It gets much heavier along the top corner seams and the piece that goes over the top. This is going to allow you to walk on it, sweep the snow off with a broom. It's nice and thin and breathable where it needs to be, and it's very thick and durable on the areas that are more susceptible to wear. Now, this cover from Fonzier also comes with a little kit of protective items. So there's a little gutter guard and different things that you can slide on the camper to protect your cover against the sharper items. When we do the other cover, I'm going to show you some of the DIY ways that most people do that to protect your cover from anything sharp that you might have on the roof. Now, I was filming by myself today, so there's not going to be too much of a demonstration, but you basically get up on top, either with the mounted ladder or a separate ladder. You put your cover up on top of the camper and then open it outwards, flop the ends over the side. There's these nice zippers that come down the side on this so you can access the camper when it's covered. There's Velcro along the top so you can even roll the sides up. That's another really nice feature. So I love this cover. I'm going to link it in the description. They have a bunch of different shapes and sizes. It's going to meet most people's needs. Unfortunately, they don't have a SKU for a Teardrop camper yet. So I'm showing you what a good cover looks like. I'm hoping this is going to be able to help some people out. But for all of us with tiny campers, the little Teardrops and Square Drops, there is a product on the market that most of us are using. But I'm hoping to see either one of the good players like this make a size for the Teardrop, or see some other companies come up with that Teardrop shape with a little higher quality cover. But let me show you what's available right now. So for people with tiny campers, Teardrops, Square Drops, this gets a lot more confusing, and this is the reason why I haven't done this video any sooner. For Teardrops, the overwhelming recommendation is the Poly Pro 3. It's a teardrop shape. It comes in a couple different sizes. I'm not thrilled with the quality of it, but it is better than nothing. Now, the Series 2, the Model 2, I'll link all of this stuff in the description, fits the Bushwhacker and the Tag and most of these teardrops like the Bean of this shape, anything that's about 8 to 10 feet as far as the cabin, not including the tongue. The problem is with any modifications. I have rooftop solar. Most people have an awning. There's tongue boxes that can be tricky to get around. So you are going to get into a little bit of trouble with the fitment working with this cover if you don't know what you're doing. Most of the time, I've been recommending the Model 3. It's designed for the Tab, the much taller teardrop. So that covers a lot of the awnings, canopies, solar, allows you to drape around the tongue box, but it's going to end up a little baggy. So there is no real perfect solution. But if you have no modifications on your Bushwhacker, this Model 2 is going to do a really good job. And just because I love you guys, I'm going to take my rooftop solar panel off and slide on this Model 2 so you can see how it fits and works. Now with the rooftop solar off, this cover is going to do a better job. The Model 2 is going to do a better job fitting. I do want to make some protection on any of the sharp edges I have. I'm not going to remove my 2 aluminum rails, although I could. What I'm going to do, unless Ripple gets it first, is take a knife and cut open some pool noodles. They have that hole in the middle. So if you just run a slit down the side, you can clamp it over sharp edges like these top rails. You can get cheap tennis balls at thrift stores, cut a hole in them. They'll slide over top of the sharp parts of your roof rack. Now I added some stabilizing jacks that stick out. The cover doesn't actually go over these, but just a simple little road cone, rubber road cone, actually snaps right in over them. So you can get creative. If you are leaving your rooftop solar up top, save the packing material. It goes over the corners of that solar panel. If you want to use a bigger cover like the Model 3, it does a really good job. Otherwise, you can use any type of foam material you want, and Scott's painter tape or frog tape can secure things together on these sharper edges and make it so that there's no residue when you peel the tape off. So I'm doing a fast and ugly job today because I'm tearing all this stuff off to go camping right after this. I'm just making this video to demonstrate. Now I use my camper throughout the winter. If you want to do a job where this is going to stay on here for 3 months, it's worthwhile using some tape to secure things down. Make sure you cover all of your points with the tennis balls or any other protective surface that you have. It would also be a good idea to wash your camper down and let it dry before you did this, so that when you come back in the spring, you haven't left all of that salt residue and different, road dirts on the camper. It's also a good idea to put a couple of these damp rids or dry rids or any of the knockoff brands inside the camper while it's covered. Now the hanging ones do a better job than these canisters, but anything you put in there to eat up the moisture is going to be better than leaving it without anything done at all. So you can see that this Model 2 fits, but it's not perfect. And part of that problem is not going to be from the manufacturer. There's just so much variety in the shapes here. But you do have a vent, and you do have a zip-up door that lines up whether you have the SS, FB, or HD. It works on the tags or the beans or a lot of these small campers. Now, there's some straps to tighten this up. And you can see some of my fitment issues are coming from the roof rack and that bike rack that I did not remove. So if you don't have a roof rack or you don't have a bike rack up there, it'll fit even better yet. There's nice protected areas for the straps to go in and run underneath the camper. And, this is the choice for most people with the Bushwhacker camper. So send me your feedback. Let me know if you have any questions about this. I don't know how well this video is going to come out, but I wanted to do my best to address all of these concerns that people have been asking. And also maybe just give you a demonstration. This is what the Model 2 looks like on the Bushwhacker. Let me know if you have anything better. So thank you guys. I appreciate you watching. I will see you next time.